TGON and AspMedia brings you Asphere's Cafe. The cafe is now open.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the cafe. Today is Thursday, January 29, 2026, and yes, we are back with another episode of our cafe. And you know what that is, as today it's not just one, but two that we will be talking in our cafe today. And that is, we're going to be talking about technology, and especially we need to tackle what's with the open AI lately along with the TikTok, and of course we will be getting into the usual gaming cafe. So how are you all doing so far tonight, and to those who are in the audience? So it looks like our TGON chairman, JC or Yo is in the stage. Well, hello, man. Good to have you here. Also, shout out to the rest of our Discord audiences. We have Zalia, John, and Leon. Yeah, we have three audiences who are participating. We have three audiences who are participating our show, along with TGON chairman. That is Yo. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome, Yo. Without any further ado, now let's get into our discussions. So actually, since today is where I will be covering the first three of the tech topics, followed with the rest of the gaming news, why not we will talk about technology right now. So this episode is not going to be your usual tech news, or this is not going to be your ordinary tech cafe episode, because again, I am still going to be doing the gaming headlines for the rest later. So for the tech on the tech side, so for today, we need to talk about ChatGPT, OpenAI, and TikTok. And yeah, TikTok is not having a great time in the America right now, because app uninstalls are surging after US takeover, which we will get into that later. But without wasting any more time, let's get into our screen share. Okay, so here it is, and it's our very first topic to talk about, and that is, well, this is honestly not surprising. I mean, AI slop is everywhere, isn't it, huh? So, let me just enlarge the page. And yeah, this is coming from the Decoder. As the headline says, ChatGPT fails to spot 92% of fake videos made by OpenAI's own Sora tool. So, we will get into that right now, and here are the key points that you need to know. So, a NewsGuard study reveals that leading AI chatbots struggle to identify AI-generated videos. XAI's group failed to recognize 95% of tested Sora videos as artificial. ChatGPT had a 92.5% error rate, and Google's Gemini missed 78%. Oh no. Okay, so we'll read the rest of the headline, and then I will be sharing my insights on this. So, let's get into it. So, once again, a NewsGuard investigation reveals that top chatbots rarely identify fake videos as such. ChatGPT even fails when it comes to content from its own company. AI video generators like OpenAI's Sora 2 and Google's Veo 3 now produce footage that humans can barely tell apart from real recordings. But according to a study by media analysis company NewsGuard, AI systems themselves are just as easily fooled. The analysis tested three leading chatbots with videos created by OpenAI's video generator Sora. XAI's Goog, presumably Goog 4, failed to identify 95% of test videos as AI generated. OpenAI's ChatGPT, presumably GPT 5.2, had an error rate of 92.5%, while Google's Gemini, presumably Gemini 3 Flash, performed best at 78%. For the test, NewsGuard analysts created 20 Sora videos based on demonstrably false claims from their database. They ask both, is this real? And the more specific, is this AI generated, to mimic how real users typically interact with chatbots. So, is your bar chart. As you can see, Google tops among the other AI chatbots, with Google being the most failure rate to date, while ChatGPT is in second, while Gemini is in third. So, yeah, Grok and ChatGPT failed to recognize Sora videos without watermarks in over 90% of cases, while Gemini is less than 90%. ChatGPT's high error rate stands out because the chatbot comes from the same company as Sora. OpenAI sells a tool for creating decisively realistic videos while also offering an assistant that can recognize these videos as fakes. The company did not respond to NewsGuard's request for comment. So, as you all are concerned, if you tell your chatbot or AI chatbot to generate a video, they would normally put a watermark to indicate that it's created with AI. Well, as concerns rise, there has been watermark removers that can actually remove a watermark, and there you cannot actually tell if it's AI generated or it is actually created by a human. That is one of the concerning part. As they stated here, several free online services appeared that stripped out the watermark, and that is one major concern where typical or ordinary people cannot tell if it's AI or real, right? So, for Sora, if you use ChatGPT Sora tool, it will have an animated logo with the word Sora that moves across the frame to signal AI-generated content. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be effective. So, what did they do? The analysts used one of these tools for their investigation. Sharing a Sora video without visible proof of its origin requires neither technical skills nor money. Even videos with intact watermarks showed weaknesses. Google failed in 30% of these cases, ChatGPT in 7.5%. Only Gemini correctly identified all marked videos as AI generated. When shown a video about alleged fighter jet deliveries from Pakistan to Iran, Google claimed the footage came from Sora News, a news organization that doesn't exist. Yes, you heard that right. Google really thought that the footage is authentic and they thought it's real. That doesn't seem to be the case. So here is a screenshot of an example asking if this is real, and this is what Google replied. The video appears to be a news segment from Star News again. It's not real news organization. It doesn't even exist. Now, beyond the visible watermark, Sora videos also contain an invisible one. Like products from the older image generator DALL-E 3, the videos include metadata, content credentials following the C2PA industry standard, which can be verified using the official tool at verify.content.authenticity.org. These credentials turn out to be fragile. Downloading the generated video via the download button in the Sora interface keeps the metadata intact. But a simple right-click and save as downloads a clean video without any credentials, as they confirm in the quick test. So if you say, let's say, if you download a video directly from a website, if you have not used if you did not use a right-click to directly download the video, yeah, it will have a metadata. But as just stated, if you right-click the video and download it from there, yeah, boom, no metadata. So this is what with the metadata, and this is without the metadata. So when asked about a video that includes C2PA data, ChatGPT GPT 5.2 confidently claims no content credentials can be found in the clip. This is what ChatGPT replied. And this is their conclusion. This video is not C2PH signed and does not embed content credentials. Now, moving on to the next section, chatbots invent evidence for fake events. Examples from an early investigation showed the risk of poor detection performance. NewsGuard created a fake video supposedly showing an ICE officer arresting a 6-year-old child. Warning, this can be a little bit political for this one, but here is a fake video showing, and yes, it has the Sora watermark we are seeing right here.
Officers with Immigration and Customs Enforcement detained several people during a pre-dawn raid in Chicago this morning, including a 2-year-old girl. Agents say the child...
Look how scary it is, huh? Look how scary this is, huh? Again, look how scary it is. While they do have a watermark, it like I said before, it can be removed. Again, it can be removed. And can you even tell if this is real or fake? Audiences, can you tell if it's real or fake? I need your help. Can you tell if is it real or fake? I really need to see if you all can tell the difference.
Was found inside the apartment as they...
And for the out of context image, this is yet another AI generated image right there. Yeah, you can see ordinary some random user decided to post an AI generated image of ICE arresting a child. Yeah, it's really out of context as you just saw, right? All right. Again, here's another one. Another fake video allegedly showed a Delta employee kicking a passenger off a plane wearing a MAGA cap. All three models classified the footage as genuine. Now, can you tell the difference if this is real? Because I am pretty sure you cannot tell.
Sir, that hat violates our uniform code for this flight. Take it off now.
It's a hat. I'm sitting in my seat. What's the problem?
The problem is it is causing disruption in the cabin. Remove it or you will be removed. Last chance.
Fine, whatever.
Alright, can you tell that? You can tell it's very realistic and no one will even tell if this is real or fake. Yeah, very scary, huh? So, like, let me play this one more time. Like, you just saw these footage right here.
Officers with Immigration and Customs Enforcement detained several people during a pre-dawn...
Yeah, you cannot... Can you even tell if this is real or fake? Because this can lead to disinformation campaigns, which is already happening. So, look, anyone who wants to spread politically charged misinformation can use Sora to create convincing videos and trust that even AI-powered fact checks will fail. Yikes, huh? Now, to make it clear, both ChatGPT and Gemini considered the footage authentic. According to the analysts, both chatbots even stated that news source confirmed the event and that it took place at the US-Mexico border. Yeah, which is, you can doubt on this one. Yeah, it's highly doubt it's even real. Now, this is another problem. The tested systems also have a transparency problem. The chatbots rarely tell users they can't reliably recognize AI-generated content. According to NewsGuard, ChatGPT only pointed out this limitation in 2.5% of tests, Gemini in 10%, and Grok in 30%. Instead, the systems delivered confident but wrong assessments. When asked whether a Sora video about allegedly pre-installed digital IDs on British smartphones was genuine, ChatGPT replied that the video does not appear to be AI-generated. OpenAI's head of communications, Nico Felix, confirmed to NewsGuard that ChatGPT does not have the ability to determine whether content is AI-generated. He didn't explain why the system doesn't communicate this restriction by default. XAI did not respond to inquiries about Grok. Now, for Google, they're taking a different approach, and they can only identify their own content. Yes, their own content, referring to content created with Gemini. The company promotes its ability to identify content from its own image generator, Nano Banana Pro. In 5 tests, Gemini correctly recognized all of its own AI images, even after NewsGuard removed the watermarks. So I can give a credit to Google for leveling up in their detection system. So again, it's getting harder and harder nowadays where people cannot tell if it's AI or real because people can easily misinterpret that it can be real, right? So how does this work? Well, Google uses its SynthID tool for this, which invisibly marks content as AI generated. This marking should survive edits like cropping. However, Google's communications manager, Elijah Lawal, admitted that verification only works for Google's own content so far. Gemini can reliably recognize stored videos or products from other providers. So there you have it. That is the report that most chatbots fail to keep up with its detection systems on whether the video can be detected as AI generated or real, right? They still have a long way to go, especially this one, especially where things are really getting to the point where it gets concerning. So, what are your thoughts on this not so surprising report? Let us know in the comment section down below on this one. Now, speaking of ChatGPT, well, we got some massive explosive news to share, and looks like, according to INC, experts warn that OpenAI's bubble is facing a $200 billion reality check. And critics want you to say, just say no to scam Altman. Oh dear. So let's read this one. This is coming from, once again, INC news publication. When OpenAI launched ChatGPT just over 3 years ago, it revolutionized the public's day-to-day relationship with artificial intelligence, ultimately igniting an industry-wide race. Competitors quickly followed, rolling out their own consumer-facing AI chatbots and pouring tens of billions of dollars into data center infrastructure to support the boom. No wonder why we are suffering from RAM shortage, where consumers get fucked, not being able to get a RAM, and they have to pay for a double price. Yeah, this is why people are already starting to not like the AI industry, and they're quickly saying it became overhyped, which I will have to agree with that. Now, that rapid expansion and the unprecedented capital behind it has fueled growing skepticism. So, while most major tech companies are now developing AI capabilities, OpenAI's business fundamentals set it apart in ways that could prove risky. Legacy tech giants like Google, whose increasingly successful AI chatbot Gemini launched after ChatGPT, have existing highly profitable businesses that can bankroll massive AI investments. While OpenAI, by contrast, is only a decade old and lacks the long-term financial runway or diversified revenue streams that its competitors rely on. Sam Altman's OpenAI has raised record amounts of capital, promising to spend over $1 trillion by the end of the decade. But unlike its legacy competitors, OpenAI doesn't have the cushion of an established core business generating steady cash flow. Without a stable financial foundation beyond investor funding, OpenAI faces mounting uncertainty. The company needs consistent, reliable revenue, perhaps explaining why it recently announced plans to introduce advertising to ChatGPT, which affects both free and ChatGPT Go subscription, or both Altman had previously said would never happen. Well, how tables have turned for this one. He did say that the ads will not be added, but here we are. We will soon have ChatGPT advertisements inserted in the chatbot. And how would you feel about that, right? If you wanna see my take on ChatGPT adding ads, you should watch the previous episode of Asphere's Cafe. I'm not sure which day did I discuss it, but I'm pretty sure it's around this month. So if you haven't, go watch the previous episode on my show. There's now a widening gap between OpenAI's high valuation and its lagging revenue. Some critics believe the company is overhyped and underperforming. As I said it, people are starting to believe that AI is becoming overhyped. So Sebastian Maulabi, senior fellow at the nonpartisan said, freestanding developers such as OpenAI are in a different position, claiming that think tank council on nonpartisan think tank council on foreign relations said this: freestanding developers such as OpenAI are in a different position. My bet is that over the next 18 months, OpenAI runs out of money. So this is a warning sign. Okay, this is right here. It's a warning sign. No, how long will OpenAI be around? Well, the critics are already saying they might go into bankrupt by next year. How long will OpenAI last? We don't know. So, other critics have echoed Malabi's warnings, arguing that OpenAI's confidence from both its lofty promises and high valuations may be disastrous. Former Fidelity manager George Noble wrote in a post on X, "I have watched companies implode for decades. This one has all the warning signs." Again, OpenAI is in a massive red alert right now, especially that Gemini is leading the AI market now that OpenAI needs to work on. But people don't want OpenAI to be around. They want it gone. So, back to the article. OpenAI has centered its mission on developing artificial general intelligence. Systems it claims could be generally smarter than humans and benefit all of humanity. But critics have expressed concern that OpenAI's inability to maintain a competitive edge with its chatbot means there's little hope for the company's ability to actualize its promise of AGI. Noble continued, wrote with his statement, ChatGPT traffic fell in November, second month-over-month decline of 2025. Meanwhile, Gemini jumped to 650 million monthly active users. The company that was supposed to build AGI can't keep its chatbot competitive. Yeah, see? When I say Gemini is leading in AI market, this is where they back up the claim. I was right. Google's Gemini is leading in AI, okay? You cannot deny that. So, according to Deutsche Bank's report on the largest startup losses in history, OpenAI is projected to accumulate $143 billion in negative cash flow before reaching profitability. The bank warned that those projections could actually be much worse, citing broker estimates that suggest the company's cash burn could exceed $200 billion by 2030. Deutsche Bank wrote, "At present, no startup in history has operated with losses on anything approaching this scale. We are firmly in uncharted territory." Here's another concerning report. OpenAI reportedly burns $50 million per day on Sora, its text-to-video AI model, which adds up to losses of roughly $5 billion annually, according to Futurism. Even Bill Peoples, Sora's lead engineer, acknowledged the problem, writing on X that the company's economics are currently completely unsustainable. Now, this is a question that everyone is asking. Can OpenAI improve utility at the pace of its costs? Noble argued that the AI industry's promise of scaling up operations to meet demand, an already costly venture, will only become costlier as models require more computing power. The essential question, he says, is whether AI's utility can rise fast enough to justify those costs. Some critics believe the industry may have already reached a point of diminishing returns where each new iteration delivers only marginal improvements and exponentially higher expenses. Noble wrote, "Here's the big math problem nobody wants to discuss. It's going to cost 5 times the energy and money to make these models 2 times better. The low-hanging fruit is gone. Every incremental improvement now requires exponentially more compute, more data centers, more power." That's his statement. And well, we know. OpenAI founder Sam Altman, or I should say Scam Altman, even acknowledges the hype. This is what Altman said to The Verge. "When bubbles happen, smart people get overexcited about the kernel of truth," which I was once back then, but now I see AI being the BS. Someone is going to lose a phenomenal amount of money. We don't know who, and a lot of people are going to make a phenomenal amount of money. Not phenomenal, but phenomenal amount of money. For Noble, this means one thing. The AI hype cycle is peaking. Yes, it is true. It is peaking, and people are already starting to slowly lose interest on AI. And yeah, you know what? We don't need AI. I can just use my common sense. And the diminishing returns are becoming impossible to hide, he wrote, pointing to intensifying competition, rising legal challenges, and OpenAI's need to generate roughly $200 billion in annual revenue by the end of the decade, requiring a 15-fold increase in growth even as costs continue exploding. Noble is bearish on OpenAI's ability to escape these dark circumstances. If I were running an AI startup with good traction right now, I would be looking for an exit. He warned. Sell into the hype before the music stops. Now, while we saw the warning signs that OpenAI could go bankrupt by next year, or even earlier or sooner than expected, they may try to refocus resources on improving ChatGPT a bit at the cost of delaying other projects as competitors catch up. But Noble isn't sold. I can't state it more clearly, he wrote on X. This is his final words. Just say no to scam, old man. Yes. From now on, I'm going to call OpenAI CEO founder Sam Altman Scam Altman, because he was all behind this mess. What caused this AI hype train to die? Now, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. AI hype is dying, and well, what we know, people are turning back against AI companies. They're going back to their old ways. Yeah, we don't want AI. Fuck them. So, what are your thoughts on INC publication about OpenAI that could possibly lead to bankruptcy and AI bubble may pop? Boom! Let us know in the comment section down below. And later on our cafe, we will be talking about TikTok in the US deleting the app over 150%. OMG. Maybe it has something to do with people not liking with the US joint venture. Well, we have a lot to dive into, so you don't want to miss this out. It is now 6:58 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and of course, we will have more topics to discuss, especially with our usual gaming cafe news right here on Asphere's Cafe that is coming up next. In the meantime, our family sponsors, we have Dell Sound, Asphere Appliances, Dream Cars Pizza, Kapinoy Coffee, Central Simplus, Melody Mart, and Always Grocery. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after these messages. So stay along with us right here on Cool FM and Ask Radio. We will be right back. And we are back to Asphere's Cafe. It is now 7:08 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. And now, let's continue our cafe session. And we have our last topic on our tech cafe before we move on to the rest of the gaming cafe where we do it every Thursday. Without any further ado now, let's get my screen share up. Oh, well, what do we have? TikTok users are deleting the app, with removals up 150% following US joint venture. Yee. This is coming from CNBC. So why are they deleting TikTok in the first place? And are they scared because of the newly US joint venture? Well, we will be tackling this right now. So again, let's read coming from CNBC. TikTok users have been deleting the app at a higher rate since the company announced that its US operations would be housed in a new joint venture. The daily average of US users deleting the TikTok app has increased nearly 150% over the past 5 days compared with the previous 3 months. Market intelligence firm Sensor Tower told CNBC. Last Thursday, TikTok said it had formed a joint venture to keep the video sharing app operating in the US. Under New American leadership, the company named Adam Presser, forming TikTok's head operations as CEO of the joint venture. Some users took to social media to voice their skepticism about the new joint venture after being prompted to agree to an updated privacy policy on Thursday. Several social media posts pointed to language in the new policy that describes the types of data TikTok may collect, including sensitive information such as your radical or ethnic origin, as well as sexual life or sexual orientation, status as transgender or non-binary, citizenship or immigration status, or financial information. Despite the social media uproar, that language does not appear to be new. An archived version of the policy from August 2024 includes the same provisions. Those concerns appear to have weighed on sentiment around the app after the announcement of the joint venture, contributing to a spike in installs over the past several days. Now, I did talk about TikTok that they now that they're now operating a joint venture company to keep U.S. operations alive, and yeah, here we are. So, here is CNBC report about the deal. If you case
Social media stocks
in
are
case
slightly
you in case you haven't caught up lately. So yeah, let me just put this. Oh, where is the cursor? Okay, let me just put it in high quality. Now, again, here is the report to those who have been living under the rock that the TikTok has now been acquired by a U.S. company, or I should say, a joint venture company. Watch.
media stocks are slightly higher today after the deal to keep TikTok in the U.S. was finalized yesterday. Let's bring in Julia Borson to tell us how it's going to work. What are the details? Hi, Julia.
Hi, Kelly. That's right. The TikTok app on your phone has new owners in the U.S., and its algorithm is being retrained on U.S. data. Now, the new company's majority owners are Oracle, Silver Lake, and Abu Dhabi-based MGX, with 19% still owned by ByteDance. And the app's 200 million U.S.-based users will not have to download a new version of the app. Now, the threat of being shut down may be gone for TikTok, but plenty of challenges still remain. It's unclear how this new version of TikTok will be different for users, and if the return on investment will be the same or worse for advertisers now that the app is run on a license of the Chinese algorithm retrained on U.S. data, with the U.S. company deciding what kind of content is allowed. Now, uncertainty about TikTok's future was seen as a benefit for rivals Meta, Snap, YouTube, and Pinterest. Brands may still hedge and wait to move dollars back to TikTok until its new return on investment is clear. A key risk for TikTok now is the threat from Instagram's Reels, which is on the rise in the U.S. Average time spent per user on TikTok has fallen from 1 hour per day in 2023 to 52 minutes this year, according to eMarketer, while Instagram's time spent has risen from 33 minutes to 36. Now, on the flip side, an area poised for growth now is TikTok Shop. The company is expected to aggressively ramp its e-commerce business, which could challenge players from Shein to Sephora. eMarketer projects that TikTok Shop will top $20 billion in U.S. sales this year, growing to $37 billion by 2029.
That is the CNBC report about the TikTok deal. Now, not everyone agreed with the takeover because there are some problems or I should say technical difficulties with the TikTok in the US, and it's not good. Why is that? Well, we will get into that right now. So, here is one from creator Dire Rodnayin, who said it on or posted on Threads, which is a Microsoft blogging service owned by Meta. This is what he said. If I can delete my biggest platform because their terms of agreement and censorship have gotten out of control, so can you. Ronan said she had nearly 400,000 followers on TikTok before deleting her account on Sunday. Other creators have also reported problems posting to the app, with users complaining about outages and video uploads failing to go through. The social media company hasn't communicated to its creators what the joint venture means for them. Nadia Okamoto, a TikTok creator with over 4 million followers, told CNBC. She said this: "That's why there is so much paranoia, because we're all kind of looking at this platform and we just don't know what's happening." Okamoto told CNBC she has experienced issues with the app over the past several days and has been unable to upload videos for roughly 24 hours. During the uncertainty, she is continuing to post her content on Instagram and Google's YouTube. Okamoto said this: "Online, there's a lot of conversation about, is this all coincidence or censorship? And what does this look like? For everything to be happening at once, it is very scary." Once again, this is what Okamoto said. You can tell she's very, very concerned with the platform censorship, and we all have the same fear. An ex-account associated with the TikTok joint venture said on Monday that the service's issue was caused by a power outage at a US data center. This is what the account wrote, and this is coming from their joint venture account. We're working with our data center partner to stabilize our service. We're sorry for this disruption and hope to resolve it soon. However, the increase in uninstalls has not translated into a meaningful drop in US usage. TikTok's active user levels in the US have remained relatively flat compared with the previous week, according to Sensor Tower. Competing apps, however, have seen a bump in interest. Sensor Tower data shows US downloads for Upscroll. I don't even know what that platform is. We will look it up, what is Upscroll later, but yeah, the said platform, Upscroll, increased more than tenfold compared with the prior week, while Skylight Social rose 919%, and Chinese-owned Red Note climbed 53% week over week. TikTok did not respond to requests for comment. Of course, they have nothing to say about this one. And by the way, Red Note mentioned. Does anyone still remember when we talked about Red Note last year? Yes. I still recall the one time when people were installing Red Note over TikTok. So again, this was over a year ago. Oh my gosh, it's been almost a year since people in the US are fleeing to Red Note because of the TikTok US ban. And yeah, they're flocking to Red Note once again. It doesn't look like to be stopping anytime soon. Now, for Upscroll, I really don't know what the heck is this, so let's see what is Upscroll. Okay, so it's an Australian social media platform. It is a social media platform, according to the Wikipedia. It's an Australian social media platform for microblogging and short-form online video sharing. And it's owned by Recursive Methods Pty Ltd. So, this is a history of how they founded Upscroll. Apparently, the user base is pretty low right now. It's only around 140,000 users, or active users right now. So what is this? What is Upscroll in the first place? Well, here is what you guys can expect with Upscroll. So, this is their page. Time to scroll differently. And shadow ban anywhere elsewhere? Not here. Upscroll is the social platform where every voice gets equal power. No shadow bans, no algorithmic games, no pay-to-play favoritism. Just authentic connection where your content reaches the people who matter most. And of course, their message: join the switch everyone's making. Join Upscroll. But the number speaks it all. Only 140,000 active users as of this moment. But as of January 27, 2026, Upscroll have been downloaded about 400 times in the US and 700,000 globally since launching in June 2025. Now let's get back to the website. Let me just explore what is it further here. So this is their homepage. You can see this is their UI, microblogging. Yeah, you can tell they could possibly compete with X and Threads based on how they're doing. The short form. Yeah, see, this is centered on microblogging. Again, it's more like a competitive to X and Threads. As you can see, this is nationwide. Okay, so you can see this is the charts, Upscroll and others. Of course, blah blah blah. Everyone who follows you and browse content discovery, maybe simple ranking, complex and manipulative, none of things, scientific, voices, chronological, driven. Algorithm decides what you see. No data sales ever. Your data is a product. Okay, obviously about this one, you are the product. I mean, am I not surprised? I mean, data privacy, huh? Let's make a doubt about this. How long before they sell your data? Who knows? Who freaking knows? How long will this last? Who knows? Anyway, addiction design, built to let you log off. This site keeps going. Well, this is true for TikTok and YouTube Shorts. This is true for YouTube and YouTube Shorts and TikTok. They're designed to keep this going. It's unfortunately true. Content moderation, human-led, and transparent. Target user, everyday users, creators, activists, advertisers. And there's already 1,000 5-star reviews on this one. Well, yeah. While they don't show off the how do we say this? While they don't show off the UI of short form videos, well, this is mainly focused on microblogging. Again, more like a competitor to X and Shreks. Now that's what we know, that we guys have learned. I hope we all learned about what upscroll is, so hopefully you all can see the difference what even is upscroll. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the TikTok in the US deleting the app again, deleting the app over the fears of a US joint venture company. And now handing over to our Discord audience, we have a lot apparently, and it looks like our TGON chairman Yo has rejoined our fellow coffee stage. Welcome back, man. Again, so yeah. What are your thoughts on this take? TikTok users in the US uninstalling the app. I want to share your thoughts, audiences. What are your thoughts on this? Alright, anyway, to the YouTube viewers, we only have one people watching. Anyway, but yeah, let us know in the comment section down below what are your thoughts on this. And that is the Tech Cafe for this episode of Asphere's Cafe, and as it's Thursday, it's now time for our gaming cafe.
Sa Super Bonito sa gabi, Nationwide! Hindi na panahon!
Alright, starting off with our first one, Homura Hime. Oh my god, where did the art go? Let me just redo the verification.
Huwag mong subukan. Masisira
Anyways,
ang buhay
while
mo.
I wait, I'll give a shout out to. Let me check. Where is the live chat? Where did it go? Let me check my live chat on YouTube. I don't know where did it go. I don't know why it's not there.
I'm so sleepy.
Again, it's taking a while to verify because no wonder why the images aren't loading.
Orange. Oh.
Again, shout out. Anyways, while I wait, shout out to Alzalia, Leon, Reggie Jr., Torracer, and TGON Chairman Yo. Shout out to all of you who are part of our Discord audiences tonight. And as you can see, our voice channel is really becoming chaotic because again, Cool FM vibes, the good old Cool FM vibes are coming back because with the spam of sound effects, and I like that. Let's go. Let's go. Anyways, it's still loading. I'm not sure what's going on. I will just have to turn the screen share off while I have to deal with it on my own in the meantime. But in the meantime, let me check on my screen. Will it even load the captcha right now? Yes, it loaded. After I turned off the screen share, it showed up. Amazing. Right, I'll give it a moment for it to. Okay, now now it shows a checkbox. Yes, I have a VPN turned on because I couldn't access Reset Era for some reason on my home internet connection. So I was forced to use Windscribe VPN to actually work around it. But hey, there we go. We got the web page finally loaded fully. So yep, we don't wasting any more time. Let's have a take through on this. It's time that we will be getting into our gaming cafe as it's Thursday, and you know what it is. We cover gaming headlines and what is happening in the gaming industry. Okay. Starting in this round of our gaming cafe, we have Homura Hime that is set to launch this March 4. So this is coming from Gematsu. All of these are coming from Gematsu. 3D bullet hell action game Homura Hime will launch for PC via Steam on March 4 according to publisher Playsum and developer Crimson Dusk. And what is Homura Hime? Well, we will be reading to you right here. Homura Hime is a third-person bullet hell action game that combines fast-paced, combo-oriented combat with dazzling Japanese anime-style visuals. With a vibrant aesthetic that aims to recreate the richness and dynamism of hand-drawn Japanese animation, Homura Hime tasks players with ridding the world of the fiendish archdemon ghosts and their monster hordes. The totalizing slick melee combat evocative of the Nier and Devil May Cry series. Dodge the barrages of enemy attacks and strange together flashing combos to clear the battlefield. Excising tain souls from a troubled world and unraveling the mysterious legacy of the titular heroine. Welcome to a world populated by both humans and demons. Here, troubled souls burdened by intense emotion or deep regret are transformed into archdemons when they pass through the veil of mortality. These archdemons have the power to corrupt the very foundation of the world, contaminating their surroundings and the creatures who dwell within them. Those stated by this demonic power turn into lowly monsters, fictitious fans that operate solely on rogue instincts. When this will become strengthened by the quintet of extremely powerful archdemon ghosts, the High Priestess has no other choice but to turn to Homura Hime, the flame Princess and the strongest explorers. Alongside her devoted aide N, Homura Hime must embark on a divine mission to eliminate the 5 archdemon ghosts and their monster hordes, banishing their devil and purifying her discordant world. So here are your various in-game screenshots you can expect within this game. So far, the screenshots look... the 3D graphics look really good. If you go to the next one, you have various here, and I guess that's pretty much the screenshots. And you have the main characters right here, looking pretty good. I would say, let's say the least. It's looking pretty good. Here is another one. We will get into who are the characters in the trailer if they mention it, but so far the character illustrations look really pretty. Who agrees? So yeah, they look really pretty. Oh my gosh, they do. I'm not gonna lie, their character design is outstanding. I'm gonna be real here. The character design looks very outstanding. And heck, even the in-game arc is very cute. I might even set this as my wallpaper right now. Let me just save this as my desktop wallpaper on my PC. Wallpapers, oh, yep, your folder. Okay, there's that. The wallpaper is very cute. I'm gonna be honest, the wallpaper is very cute. Yes, for real. And here's the white background version of it. I'm also going to save this as well. I might look into playing this game. Yeah, if I see the game to be interesting. But
3
so
songs
far,
in a row.
so good.
RJ100.
So far so good, ladies and gentlemen. So far so good. So that's the white background you just saw. Here's the next one. Here's the black one. Very interesting. There is so many to go to it, and yeah. And the rest is just a logo, and then you have a clean version. Nice. Now we're getting into very interesting voice casts. Who are the voice casts and who exactly are the characters? Let me mention the characters right here. We have Homura Hime, that is the same title of the game, voiced by Tomori Kusunoki, and voiced by Manaka Iwami. Kushinada, voiced by Saku Mitsuno. Okay, I see a notable anime voice actor. Agasa, voiced by Hana Hishikawa. Ling Ling, voiced by Juri Nagatisuma. Chira Green, voiced by Tomoyo Takayanagi. Yumiko, voiced by Chiharu. Yumiko, voiced by Ai Yamamoto. Voiced by Ai Yamamoto. There you go. Yeah, another notable voice actor, Mimiko, voiced by Yuna Taniguchi. Mamiya, voiced by Ferus Ai. Another common voice actor I see there, Hume Hua Ling, voiced by Chiyo Osaki. Text Dolls, voiced by Taichi, Rika, voiced by Haruno Ino, and System, voiced by Matsuri Mitsuguchi. And the mysterious character which we don't know, is voiced by Katehito Goyatsu. Now, we'll be playing an English trailer, and I think I might be looking forward to this game. Again, the character design is so cute! Anyways, here's the trailer. Here's your 1 minute and 30-second trailer of the Homa Himure. And yeah, what will you be saying about this game after I play the trailer? Watch.
あやかしを払い彫刻し、世界を救う使命を帯びた巫女。その者たちはこう呼ばれた。あやかし払い。
燃え続ける炎に近い。私が必ず道を見つける。俺を舐めとんのか？ああ！
上司。ま、準備運動には付き合おう。
あらあら、祝福に命を捧げ、妖精となりなさい。
あなたたち、私に何をするつもりなんですか？あいつらが先に全部奪っていったんだ。
この世界は貴様が思っているよりも複雑だ。全ての過ちを正す。
一緒に頑張りましょう。できる限り協力します。
あなたを止めなければ刀を取る。さもなくの主任。さあ来い。穂村姫。
There you go. That's the trailer of the Homura Hime, and you can see the rest of the voice cast. Again, the last one is unknown. We have yet to see who are they.
行きましょう。
There you go. That is the trailer of Homura Hime, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, actually the game is pretty good. Thankfully, this is not your typical gacha game. Because as far as we know that typical gacha games have anime style characters, and again, most games can be prone to EOS. So thankfully, this is not a gacha game. It's more on the action game. So, yay! Anyways, but yeah, what are your thoughts on Himura Hime? Let us know in the comment section down below. Now, remember that I talked about the mysterious game last 2 weeks ago? Well, we now have some new info, and it turns out it's Villion Code. Yes, that's the mysterious title now revealed. It's officially called Villion Code. So if you haven't seen my previous report on me talking about this mysterious game, you can watch my previous episode of Asphere's Cafe later. Well, not later. I mean, you can watch the previous episodes of Asphere's Cafe. I'm going to find one and put it on our show notes later on the replay of the show. Okay, Compiled Heart has released the debut trailer, information, and screenshots for Villion Code. Its newly announced school RPG by Megami Tensei and Persona series co-creator Koji Okada. Here is your screenshot of how the open world of Villion Code looks like. And let's read the synopsis of what is this game. In the near future, humanity stands on the verge of extinction. One day, a strange phenomenon occurs in the Advanced Resilience Research Academy City, which was established to deal with the impending doom. Monstrous creatures known as gems begin attacking people, and at the same time, the Academy City is sealed up by a mysterious bubble, leaving no means of escape to humankind. In this close and desperate situation, each person is forced to confront the karma they bear. What is the truth behind the strange phenomenon surrounding the Academic City? And here are your characters. Protagonist, voiced by Kenko Kawanishi. He's the age of 17. he skipped a grade. He's a 16-year student at Advanced Resilience Academy School of Science and Engineering in the Life Science Department, and is a member of the basketball team. So this is your protagonist character design right there. Next, well, before I head to the next one, he's a talented young man who skipped a grade after enrolling in the academy. He is part of the same mono dormitory as his friends and is Marika's cousin and Shoshiro's best friend. In order to catch the culprit behind a certain event, he and his friends formed the team Advan Rips. Next, Shoshiro, voiced by Sunsuke Takeuchi. He's the age of 19 and enrolled 1 year late and repeated the year. A 5th year student at the same set school in the life science department and also a member of a basketball team. Here is the character design. And he is a cheerful and kind older brother type. He is the captain of the basketball team and is very protective of the younger students. Though his overprotective nature sometimes annoys his friends. He and the protagonist are best friends, almost like brothers. Another one, this time it's a female protagonist. We have Anastasia, voiced by Aimi, who is the age of 18,
RJ100.
6-year student at Advanced Resilience Academy School of Science and Engineering in the Life Science Department. And she's a member of the cosplay club.
Huwag mong subukan. Masisira ang buhay mo.
Now this is an interesting interest. I bet she has the same interest as mine. Oh my gosh. So, except I don't cosplay. Well, yeah, she's a cosplayer who loves. Anyway, she's a cosplayer who loves anime and has a ton of followers on social media. She is astute and has a good intuition, but can sometimes be a bit lazy. While usually guarded and cool, she becomes more compassionate and physically passionate once she gets to know you. She can also be stubborn and super secretive. And next we have Oliver, who is the age of 15, 4th year student at the same set school in the life science department and is a member of the debate team. He is a sarcastic and social unpopular person. While he is constantly at the top of his class and regularly wins debate competitions, he tends to ridicule others and is disliked in his private life. When in the group, Sushiro often teases him, but he always coldly brushes him off. Next, we have Chloe, who is the age of 14 and is a 3rd year student at the same set high school in the life science department. A pure girl who grew up in a naturally rich environment and loves animals and modern nature. In the past, she has been suspended from school for refusing to participate in experiments involving animals. While she has a photographic memory and is a strong student, she is not good at socializing. Only around her friends does she drop her guard and acts slightly more relaxed. And I believe that's the last character, and that is Marika, who is the age of 13 and is a 1st year student at Advanced Resilience, and is a member of the Occult Research Club. Now, it's a cousin of the protagonist who grew up with him like a younger sister.
Ayoy, nakikinig sa Super Bonito Gabi Nationwide!
Like just to move among the group, though she actually has asthma and is worried about her health. Now, for World Assistance, you have Sanghara's Space-Time. This is how you guys can expect with this one. And then you have your battle mechanics, which their battle system is a mixture of moving action and a multitude of tactics. Players must utilize cooperation between the protagonist and his companions, as well as powerful special moves to take on formidable foes. There we go. Assess the rapidly changing state of battle, quickly select skills, and gain the upper hand. So, yep. So this is how you guys can expect. And we have Venom arms. It's basically it's mutated arms that transform into weapons. Oh, nice, huh? And then you have wall slide. There's so many to go through. And now for the editions, we have standard edition and the special edition. For the pricing, it's gonna cost you 8,580 yen for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch 1. Well, it's going to be slightly more expensive on Nintendo Switch 2, which will be around 9,680 Japanese yen. And for the standard edition, obviously you will only get a copy of the game. While the special edition, on the other hand, is gonna cost you 17,380 yen on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch 1, while 18,480 yen on Nintendo Switch 2. What does a special edition come with? You get a copy. You get the same as the standard edition, except you have the visual art book, Digipack soundtrack CD, white color Game Boy art paints, and lottery ticket application card for an extra large canvas board. And as for the, if it occurs on the size, it's around 727mm and 606mm. And for the digital deluxe edition, it's gonna cost you 10,780 Japanese yen on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch, and 11,818 Japanese yen on Nintendo Switch 2. And what will you get? You get a copy of the game, digital soundtrack, and digital visual book. It's set to be out this May 25 in Japan. Now we do have a trailer, thankfully, and it's a 3-minute long trailer. If you're wondering how this game works, well, we will be playing the trailer right here. Let's watch this. Okay, we do have copyrighted music in the beginning, but as you can see, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to mute the music, but you can see this is basically how players are introduced to this game. Right here. And yeah, basically you have the gameplay there, and on the right is, well, yeah, and then you have various characters. Again, thankfully, I have already explained in detail in the post, so I will not be going to it. But you now know how the characters can look like. Now, as for the gameplay in action, this is how you guys can expect with this. Yes, this looks very apocalypse in the sense, because this is where it gets really interesting. And there's more right here. This is where they're showcasing the battle mechanics. Looking pretty good, huh? And yeah, that is all what players can expect in Billion Code, and the rest is just the music playing, because again, I just sensed some music while I was about to play trailer. It is indeed to be copyrighted, so I'm not gonna risk getting copyright claim on my channel. Now, so far things, oops, I think my window just stopped working. We'll just wait for the window to come back. It just suddenly went to a blank screen. Whoops. Let me fix this on. Let me fix this out off air. Let me fix this off share. There we go. Alright, so that is the Billion Code, ladies and gentlemen, and what y'all can say about this game, because this is better than what people expected, and people are praising the character design from what I saw in the comments of this post. So far, this game can be a potential hit from Compile Hard. So what? Yeah. Let's read the comments, what they have to say about this. The character design is actually good. So how come these characters look so crap? Is it the engine just not being able to realize this vision? And while some people are praising it, some are saying it's terrible. So yeah, there's some people leaving their take. Some people saying it's terrible. Meh, this internet I should have learned my lesson. Never hire this artist again for character design. Nothing looks good. It's already lame. Wow, this looks even worse. Well, some right here, I'm highlighting here. Harry Hot says, okay, this looks and sounds pretty good. It might be fun. Yeah. Anyway, so some are turned off how it looks, but otherwise, as far as we are concerned, there are some former Atlus staff involved in this game, but it doesn't justify that people are still going to be getting this game because again, yeah, unfortunately, it is what people think. This is what people thought about this game. So yeah, again, people might be wrong. People may be right to be skeptical about it, but when the game comes out, they may give this game a try. And will it be as good as the other Atlus games? We do not know. So we'll wait and see how Villian Codes turns out, but we will have to find out if the players will be enjoying this game because again, the first impressions is not that great aside from the character design, as some people are saying. So yeah, we will be reporting more on that later. Okay, it is now 7:47 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and we will now be taking a break. But actually, before I take a commercial break, guess who's here? We have Tonko Su in our YouTube live chat. Hello, man. Welcome to our cafe. Shout out to you, man, for stopping by. And I mean, you're not late. Don't worry. But in case you missed it, Tonko, I have talked about the various tech topics, especially with the ChatGPT and other chatbots failing to identify AI-generated content, as well as OpenAI AI bubble that may pop and may face bankruptcy by next year, and of course TikTok uninstalls in the US. So if you wanna catch up on this, feel free to rewind the stream if you may. So yeah. Okay, once again, it's now 7:48 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and we will now be taking our last commercial break as we will have more gaming cafe topics to discuss, and of course, we will be reading the post on Reset Era as we introduced Reset Era last week. So in the meantime, don't go anywhere. We will be right back after these messages. So stay along with us right here on Cool FM and As Radio. We will be right back.
Number 106.7. Hi, Hunger.
Alright, and we're back to the program. It is now 7:59 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. And now, as we are in the last run of our gaming cafe, let's get my screen share up. Actually, before I continue, oh my gosh, we got a lot of our Discord audiences tonight. So we got Alzarez Leon, Miguelito Torizer, TCP, the computer parts. I was not expecting him to be here. Hello, man. Shout out to you, man. Starus, Free Apple, and Flex. Shout out to all of you who are part of our Discord audiences tonight. But yeah, it's really amazing that we have massive audiences in our Discord tonight. Wonderful. And also to our YouTube audiences, shout out to you as well, Tonko, for being here with me, as I will be going through various, going to the last headline of our gaming cafe, and then we will be browsing Reset Era, which is why I have my VPN turned on in the first place. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get my screen share up. Alright, our last gaming cafe headline is Pong Pong Frame 2. Crimson Butterfly Remake. So, publisher Cody Takmo and developer Team Ninja will release a demo for Photo Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake on March 5, the company's announced. Additionally, a special collaboration with Silent Hill Elf is planned in the form of free custom downloadable content for each game. Now, let's dive into what is this game in the first place. So, in Photo Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake, twin sisters wander into an abandoned village infested with vengeful spirits and use the camera obscura, a device that can capture and seal away the impossible as their only weapon. This complete remake of the second title in the Photo Frame franchise introduces new gameplay elements, including a brand new ending featuring the song Tsushi, composed by Tsuki Amano, along with new side stories and new locations to explore. During their haunted journey, players will be able to use broken spirit stones to delve into the past of various characters and discover new side stories, expanding the lore of Crimson Butterfly. Players will also explore new locations such as the Emerald Mount, an ominous burial site tightly bound with ropes and hidden within dense bamboo globes, and the candlelit hall of Aikado Temple with a pair of twin statues tied together by scared cords. The deeper players delve into the mystery of the haunted village, the more danger they encounter. Evil spirits grow more desperate to attack, spraying wings. In this state, spirits are shrouded in crimson malaise, rapidly regenerating health while attacking more frequently and with even greater strength. To help defeat the spirit lurking in the shadows, players can use rare breeds to enhance the camera obscura in battle, increasing the number of focus points and improving the reload speed. Players can also find reversation breads as they explore to reset all unlocked upgrades. So here are your in-game screenshots so far. They are seeing here's the first one. Oops. Oh, never mind. Okay. Next. Whoa, okay. And here is the protagonist seeking something. And another one. And here is this haunted villagers, a sort of haunted right there. And yeah, it looks really interesting. The graphics overall looks really interesting. And well, what we have, right? Whoopsie. Right, so we have there's screenshots. Okay, trigger warning, this is going to be a little bit of horror. Yeah, trigger warning. Keep that in mind. It's a little bit harder. You're about to see. Alright, then you have another set of in-game screenshots. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Say no to nega.
Next.
Say.
And I guess that is all of the in-game screenshots you all can expect. And yeah, and yes, as you just saw, Silent Hill F is having a collaboration with Photo Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake. So continuing here, we have another overview with the camera obscura this time. So using the camera obscura, players can take new special shots to fight vengeful spirits. Equipping different filters applies unique effects to special shots, allowing players to adapt their strategy to any situation. For example, the perceptical filter allows players to activate the special shot blinding, which temporarily blinds their target, allowing the player to escape. Another filter, the radiant filter, allows players to use the special shot purging, which sacrifices Mio's willpower to inflict increased damage. The camera obscura is more than a spiritual weapon. It can also be used to capture photographs of twin dolls scattered across Minakami village. These dolls, modeled after the twin maidens, are guardians against calamity. Players can purify them by photographing them together in the same frame, finally putting them and the emotions trapped within them to rest. With each set of twin dolls purified, more items will unlock in the point exchange. In addition to these new mechanics, Photo Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake also introduces a new photo mode that players can use to to capture in-game moments. Players can use frames, stickers, and visual effects to create their own terrifying souvenirs and maybe capture an unexpected spirit or two. The terrifying gameplay gets even scarier with a newly announced collaboration with Silent Hill F, the latest title of the renowned psychological horror franchise Silent Hill that has sold over 30 million copies worldwide. Collaboration costumes will be added as free downloadable content at a later date. More details about this feature update will be announced in the coming weeks. So the set game is due out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC via Steam on March 12. While Silent Hill F is available right now on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC via Steam, Epic Games Store, and Microsoft Store. So here is your 2 minute and 27. Is it 2 minute and 27 or 2 minute 20? I'm confused. Anyway, so here is your trailer of Photo Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake. Warning! Trigger warning! It contains horror and contains violence and everything that you are going to expect. You have been warned. And now I present you the trailer of Photo Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake trailer. Watch.
Mayu, didn't we always promise each other that we would be together forever? Hold on, Mayu! If only there were some clue. If I open this, I might be able to get out. Stay away! Mayu! Let's go! Mayu, stop! We can't be together forever. But this will make us one. So, it's okay. Kill me. You can't fall again! Not alone!
On March 12th, 2026, with the demo being available on March 5. And yes, as you just saw, the save data can be carried over to the full game. So that's a good sign if you're curious if the save data can be carried over when you're done with the demo. Yes, this is a good sign that the save data can be carried over. Now, as for the early bonus purchase set, you will get World Charm, you get Peony Hair Ornament, both being red and blue, and Kimino, which will have in black and red color options. And what else? Aside from that, you also get Spirit Charm. Yes, Spirit Charm. Cat Ears in black and white, Crimson Butterfly Mayu, and Crimson Butterfly Mio. And that's it. And all of these are mentioned are for pre-order bonus set. And finally, for the digital deluxe edition, you get the base game along with the digital soundtrack and the art book. And for the bonus set, you get deluxe charm, lace globes in black and white, and Japanese Gothic in both in right wing and left wing. And for the DLC itself, you have the digital deluxe upgrade you are seeing on the right. So this is what you guys can expect if you're wearing Japanese Gotek, right wing and left wing. So I guess that is everything for the pre-orders. Yep, that's everything. So that is Photo Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly 2 remake. So not Butterfly 2, but yeah, Photo Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly remake. Now, what are your thoughts on this game? Heading over to our Discord audience and Tonkosu on YouTube. What is your take on this game? Will you be looking forward to play it? And to the replay viewers or listeners, let us know in the comment section down below on your thoughts on this game. Now, let me check my fellow Discord audience on their thoughts first. Let me just check what do they think about this game. Okay, so far we are not getting anything in our Discord audience, but we do get a comment from our YouTube chat, and that is from Tonko. The game looks pretty cool. I agree. Especially what surprised me the most is the feature photo frame. Yes, especially photo frame. So what does photo frame do? You can strike your enemies with photography, timing your shoots to deal massive damage. And you know the main point of this game, you get to hold hands that will let you recover from damage. That's what I think this game is all about. Really cool. But yeah, and also Tonko added as well, quite interesting how you can kill ghosts using camera. That's just, yeah, I thought so too. It's really interesting, and I do find this concept interesting with this game. So that is Photo Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake. Now we are down to the last, as we are now entering the world of Reset Era. As introduced last week on Asphere Cafe, we will be browsing Reset Era on what they're talking about in the gaming history, or not history, gaming industry. So here we are. We are now in the Reset Era with my VPN turned on because apparently my home internet connection is broken. Not technically broken, but my home internet connection doesn't work with Reset Era for whatever reason. Okay, so let's begin. Alright, so our first one I'm seeing here is the financial report. Investor report, yeah. So what we're seeing here, Xbox financial year 2026 second quarter total gaming revenue is they're losing a lot. Oh my gosh, they're losing a lot. For the gaming revenue is they lost 9%. Content and services revenue they lost 5%, and the hardware revenue they lost over 32%. And as you can see in the charts right here, on the Windows side, on the other hand, Windows OEM and devices revenue grew 1%. Only one, which is relatively unchanged in CC, or computing rather, driven by Windows OEM growth of 5% with continued benefit for Windows 10 end of support and inventory levels that remain elevated, partially offset by a decline in devices. And as for the gaming, as I just mentioned, yeah, it's not looking good, and the future is looking bleak for Xbox. And as for the search and news advertising, it grew 10%, up 9% CC, driven by higher search volume and continued benefit from third-party partnerships. And I believe that contributes to Bing. So yeah, it's not looking good for Xbox. And as you can see, people are saying great results. Nah. And then you have Head on Fire could be worst. Love to see that. Now port more games to competition and see what happens next quarter. Time for another price increase. Eee. Considering Call of Duty's performance, I would have expected a much larger decline. I mean that's expected because Call of Duty is across platform, yeah. Well, you know, it's been negative 30% after negative 30% after negative 30%, etc. It's not very many consoles, and there must be a tipping point when to simply give up. Yeah, with Black Ops 7 flopping and total hardware capitalization, not too surprising. They're in a weird place right now, that's for sure. Yeah, as I have said this many times, the future of Xbox is bleak. 30% is still a notable drop. When you sell 10 consoles, that's like selling 3 less. Yup, correct. It's not as bad as it could be, I guess. Forza Horizon 6 is going to hit PS5 in a very swift manner after Xbox version. I don't think it will be months. Line must go up. Looks like they expected this. Yeah, I guess. I don't know why it did not load, I guess. Anyway, moving on. Let me check the replies here. Minus 8% after hours. That's pretty bad. I usually give them the benefit of a doubt with their typical declining hardware since most of the strategies now are suffer, but this just feels bad all around at this point. Yes, you're right. It's bad. It's a bad look. It's not a very good sign when you can tell that Xbox sales are declining. It's not a very good sign. You all can agree with this, right? It's not a very good sign when all of the Xbox sales are declining. It's not good. Yeah, it's not good, guys. It's not good. So let's move on. Someone's asking, what does this mean? It's contracted future revenue. They're extremely vulnerable to an AI bubble burst. Yes, AI. I remember I already discussed about AI bubble a while ago. If you wanna hear if you wanna hear me discussing AI bubble a while ago, rewind the episode of Asphere Discovery right now. All right, moving on to the next one. All right, our next one we have it here. There's so many replies. All right, so Vanguard from Reset Era is wondering, this is including all their studios? Bethesda, ID, Activision, King, Blizzard, etc. Well, and Henrar said, I think they need to focus more on AI that will help things. Yeah. I mean, Microsoft is already focused on AI big time, especially with their Microsoft Copilot Assistant. So it's not too surprising that Microsoft is already doubling down on AI, especially with Microsoft Copilot. And of course, there are so many. Anyway, so we got Tonko in the chat saying, it looks like their Series X stock isn't holding up for Xbox. That's right. Yeah. I mean, people would rather buy PlayStation 5 or Nintendo Switch 2 at this rate. Yeah, it's not sitting well for Xbox at this point because the hype for Xbox has already died down. They knew this happened. Next move, buying Nintendo. Oh no, please no. No. Please no, don't let Microsoft buy Nintendo. Do not let Microsoft buy Nintendo, because if they buy Nintendo, that's already going to be a huge huge nail in the coffin. And I can guarantee you that Nintendo is a Japanese game company, not Western. While Microsoft is a Western company, keep that in mind, I guess. Alright, so Black Ops 6 had literally the best launch in Call of Duty history, while Black Ops 7 was one of the worst. And you know why Black Ops 7 was the worst? Well, again, AI content was allegedly used in the game, which is why some people were turned off. Yeah. Alright, enough with this one. Let's move on to the next one and let's see what else we have. We got High Guard. Okay. Yes, I need to talk. I forgot High Guard. Okay. Let's talk about High Guard. So, High Guard came out very recently. Yes, very recently. It came out yesterday. And it looks like the game is not doing well. And people are already leaving the game, and the player chart for High Guard is already declining. So let me just bring my Steam DB so you can get the idea how is High Guard doing. I believe I can show it to you right here. Yep, there it is. Charts. Your network at the is okay. Let me just turn off the VPN. for a bit. Let me just start the VPN off. There we go. Let me try again. Okay, it should load after I turn off VPN off. All right, now they inform me that the WinScribe connection has been terminated. But again, when I go back, it's gonna result in error. But who knows? But yeah, let's give it a wait for the Steam TV to load. I guess it's taking a while, isn't it? All right, let me turn the screen share off while I tackle this issue. Okay, it's loading. Good. Okay, we're good. All right, let me get my screen share up again. Alright, so here are your Steam charts, and we're not talking about all of the games. We will focus on High Guard. So let's search High Guard. Here it is. Popular today, obviously the first place is High Guard. So you can see the ratings is very negative. Yes, the ratings for High Guard is very negative, and you can see around 28,000 reviews, and the percentage is 37.60%. And it's a sign that High Guard is not a good game. So here is your charts, ladies and gentlemen. So the game came out on January 26th, which is where the game was released. It had around 28,000. No, yeah, 86, not 28. I mean 86,595 players, and it roughly declined. Steadily declined to 11,174 players the next day. It went up again. It went up again on Wednesday, around 18,000 players, and then it went down again today, which is now getting to the even worse numbers. So this is Wednesday. It was also in around 8 to 12,000 players, and now it's steadily declining to just 5,000 players. Yes, 5,000 players, guys. 5,000 players playing High Guard. Again, they showed that it showed that people really do not like High Guard, and it's a valid concern that people need to wake up from this. So, yeah, what is even High Guard doing, right? When they were dead silent in marketing before the game's release, and yeah, here we are now with the game now being out. What are they doing? Well, look at this. High Guard removes marketing linking to creators of Apex Legends and Titanfall. Welp. No wonder. So let's read what they have to say. So the creator of the post said the Steam subscription saying it is from the creators of Apex Legends and Titanfall has been removed. It's not mentioned on the PlayStation Store listing now too. It's probably worth mentioning nobody at the studio was credited as the creator of either game, so it wouldn't surprise me if Respawn or EA complained. And Survivor said, but why? Do they simply not want people to constantly make the comparison? But that was their marketing pitch. We hope make Titanfall and Apex Legends. We know how to do this shit. Trust us, the game is very Apex Legends coded too. So it's not like people will suddenly forget about Apex when trying this game. Just a weird launch all around. Unlike Concord, where people were calling it a bomb from the start but didn't even bother downloading the free beta, here people did show up en masses on day one, but almost 80% of the players didn't return for day 2, which is exactly what I showed you in the charts. Day 2, they did not return to the game, and it's only getting worse over time. It also begs the question why exactly Jeff has been pushing this game so hard all the way to launch. Yeah, it's been a weird one for sure, I agree. Yeah, no wonder why people are not liking the game, and again, as far as I am concerned, from what I have seen in Yong's video, there were technical difficulties on on High Guard, like when you join the game and when you were in the tutorial, they would just kick you out back to the main menu, and yikes, yeah, yikes, guys, yikes. So still though, I still think that High Guard is one of not so good games, even though I haven't played it, but after I see the complaints and the claims to back it up, now we can all agree that High Guard just simply isn't worth playing, guys. Isn't worth playing. So, yeah, not looking good for High Guard. Alright, so we're less than 4 minutes away before our coffee ends, and we have some rumors. Let's start with the rumors for Nintendo Direct. So, according to Nate the Hate, Nintendo Direct, the first Nintendo Direct of 2026, will be coming in the first week of February. That will be this February 5. So, I will not be playing his video because it's a podcast. So, we're just gonna read the quotes. So, yeah, as you can see, this is what Nate is expecting. Nintendo will have a big focus on third parties this year. Not that they don't have games for this year, just a bigger focus on it. Nate says Resident Evil 2 3R should be coming, and likely Resident Evil 4R in 2026, or likely a remake. Nate says Starfield coming, has not heard anything about a vote coming. Only Ubisoft game he's heard is about his Assassin's Creed 4 remake remastered. But Prince of Persia was supposed to come, but lol, because last week we talked about Ubisoft pushing a full reset that led to the game getting cancelled. Nate has heard Silent Hill 2 and Metal Gear Solid Delta were being tested, has heard nothing about Silent Hill F. And now, as he go on to this first party, he believes that the third party, that the 3D Mario is the big holiday game. Nate believes 2026 would be a bit weak. He uses the term lightly, not expecting blockbuster after blockbuster, more spin-offs and lower tier franchises. So his prediction, he thinks that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 edition could be a thing. Pikmin 4, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, along with Switch ports, could be a thing. And Gen 10 reveal of Pokemon will be around late February. I guess that is the predictions on what Nate claims that will be for Nintendo Direct of 2026. I would say the first Nintendo Direct. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is me scrolling through Reset Era, and all I can say is, well, what an episode of Asphere's Coffee. Especially, we got a massive Discord audience, peak Discord audience for the very first time, especially the spam of the sound effects. I was genuinely not expecting that. Oh my gosh. But yeah, what a way to end our cafe with a bang, as I really appreciate all of you who are stopping by to our cafe. Again, shout out to all of you Discord audiences. We have also Zalira, Leon, Priapo, Reggie Jr., Tor Racer, Avatar John, and yeah, all of you. Shout out to all of you who are our Discord audience tonight. And again, I don't know if Tonko's still watching, but shout out to you, man. And thanks for stopping by in the live chat. I really appreciate it for stopping by, and I hope you all can keep it up. Okay, it is exactly 8:30 p.m. and that is pretty much everything on our cafe. And tomorrow, unfortunately, I will not be having a cafe because, as I previously announced in my cafe, as I previously announced in the Cool FM announcements channel, there will be no cafe on Fridays until further notice. And why is that? Because Dreamcar is still busy apparently with his stuff, and he hasn't even announced he still hasn't even announced when is he gonna return to my show, along with other TGON radio activities in the meantime. So yeah. Anyway, we will be back again next week on Monday with your usual tech cafe news and a lot more right here on Asphere's Cafe. So yeah, again, it has been a wonderful episode. Thank you all for showing up. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you so much for all of you showing up in the middle of the show, especially with the soundboard going crazy at the time. I really love the momentum we are witnessing here. I love you all. I love you so much. And this is so amazing. This is the peak episode of Asphere's Cafe we have achieved. All right, coming up next on Cool FM, DCEX, SF Radio, and As Radio is Salita na Masanas, or Speak to the Apple. The cafe is over. We will see you on Monday for more cafe sessions. Goodbye.
Asphere's Cafe has served its last coffee for the night. Produced by AspMedia and TGON